I've had a friendship makeup and a friendship breakup happen all within the same year. Hey guys, welcome to Chatting with Carli. I'm Carli. So in today's video, we're going to have my very first girl chat. I literally was thinking, like, how is my channel going to be called Chatting with Carli and we don't have any kind of chatting for like a chatting series, a girl chat? I was really inspired by The Real. Like, I loved The Real. That was my show. Girl chat was my favorite because I loved seeing women just talk about different kinds of topics. Mine would just be a little different. Like, I'm not gonna like pull from like the news or anything. I'm just gonna really be pulling from life experiences that I know that women like me in my 20s or even younger, or anyone, guys too, can probably relate to. So more on that side, less about like pop culture and stuff. In today's video, I will be talking about friendships in your 20s. I was inspired to do this video because it's something I've always wanted to just talk about, and like, I'm gonna use these girl chat like times to really just talk, but also I'm like venting in a sense at the same time. Not like a lot of these things, I'm over it, but you know, like, just, you know, dialogues, expression, freedom of expression. This is just one of the many topics that I'm going to be talking about, especially pertaining to your 20s, because there's just so many things that I feel like changed when I entered my 20s. Every year, it just seems like something is changing in my life and in a certain aspect of my life. And now I'm approaching quarter of a century soon. Like, I just feel like, I don't know, like, things are changing and I'm having to adapt and pivot a lot. So I got my cranberry juice in this cup right now with my little lemon in there. You grab popcorn, food, whatever, run an errand, just listen to me in the background or join me, engage, and let's just relax, like very relaxed, very zen, and let's just get into the video. Let me take a sip. Feeling very much like Wendy right now. Wendy Williams. First things first. One little thing that you should know about me is that I was an only child for about 9 years. So all I knew was me, my mom, and my dad for 9 years of my life, and that is a long time. Then came along my little sister. 3 years later came along my little brother. But you can only imagine they're more closer in age than I am with them. So I'm 9 years older than my sister, 12 years older than my brother, right? I am their older sister, but I play a more parental role, you know, especially because I'm a Haitian daughter. Sometimes, like, so it's like they have 3 parents sometimes. So I don't really have that close brother in age, close sister in age relationship. So being that I was the only child for 9 years, I had to really navigate like having friends, and it was never really that hard for me to make friends. That's first and foremost, and that's something that I recently realized. I never had an issue making friends ever. Like, it wasn't more so an issue of making friends. If anything, being so small, I was always on defense mode at first because people try to play with you. Like, they see you small and they're like, oh, she a little girl, let me mess with her. Or they see you small and they're like, oh, she's so cute, like, I just want to be her friend. So I obviously gravitated towards those people. So it wasn't that hard. I'm a girl's girl. So, you know, like, it was not like, I just love having friendships with women. I think that's really important. You know, there's some people that don't have that, and that's okay. But like, I just always had that. I always had good friendships with women that I considered my close friends. Fast forward to growing up, getting in college, entering your 20s, I had a lot of, like, I would say very close friendships that I considered super close, and just like, okay, these were my girls. And I also had people that I grew up with, people I met in high school that were my friends. So it was very easy for me to like, I'm such a like I would say a people person, but not really. Like I'm very in the middle of introvert extrovert a lot of times. Like there's times where I'm super confident, super just extroverted, and then there's times where I'm just like. So I used to have like a thing where I'd be like, oh yeah, that's my friend, 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 that's my friend. But in reality, when I would say that's my friend, it would be with people I consider close friends and who would consider me a close friend. So it was just like, and I would have relationships with these people where it's proven that we are close friends, you know, conversations and just life experiences and what we would share and stuff like that, just private stuff. But it's like, okay, we have this, you know, establishment that we are like right here. But just as you grow older and as you get in your 20s, it's just like, okay, I have to really put people at a level, certain levels in my life, because like, and it sounds crazy, but I'm literally trying to be 100% real. So you can agree to disagree in the comments, but let's keep it respectful, because at the end of the day, these are my thoughts, my opinions, and I have a right to share them. So yeah, like I realized in life, and I don't think this is a bad thing, that like I really had to like put certain people at certain levels just because of things that would happen, like just personal things that would happen within some of these friendships, but not all of them. Not even some, still sounds like a lot, literally few, but that's enough. You only need sometimes one lesson to teach you to move on. So yeah, like I definitely had those types of lessons within a few friendships where I was just like, oh, okay, so you can't have everyone on the same level, because that's not realistic. Not on the same level of how much I love you, just on the same level of what is considered a friend and what is considered not a friend. And everybody has their own definitions to me of what they would consider someone their friend, their best friend, their this, their that. Like there's people that are out here calling every single person they meet their best friend, or there's people that had a close-knit group of friends where it's like, okay, these are my people. And I'm definitely at that stage in life where that I'm there, like these are my people. So yeah, I realized you have to like just really just set people at certain stages or whatever. Like I feel like that's super important, especially in your 20s. Like it's just not realistic to me to just put everyone on the same level. And I feel like when I did do that, it just didn't work out. It did not work out. And yeah, that's just a lesson learned. Let's talk about friendship makeups and friendship breakups. Okay, that was like too peppy. I've had a friendship makeup and a friendship breakup happen all within the same year, 2 different people. Let's first start off with friendship makeups. I definitely have a friendship that I did have a friendship makeup, and by the grace of God, still hanging strong. And when I tell you, that was something I did not see coming, like at all, but everything just happened. And I remember just like having my wall up so much. And honestly, that's something I still kind of struggle with sometimes, but it's a learning process, and it's nothing that the person did to me or is still doing to me at all. It's just sometimes it like I do have that, which is a part of the friendship makeup. It's literally like getting back together with a guy. Like you have those things, and it doesn't always have to be cheating, but you guys have those things from a part of your relationship that sometimes will just like creep back into your mind, no matter how healthy or no matter how much you guys are moving forward. But that's just gonna take time and just communication. It's the same thing with friendships. I feel like romantic relationships and friendships can be so synonymous sometimes. They are sometimes one and the same. The only thing is you're just not getting as intimate with your friend, and you know what I mean? Like, there's just certain parts you're not doing with your friend. Yeah, like I was still holding on to that, and it was very, very, very hard for me to like even start that. My trust issues were on 1,000, but by the grace of God, and I believe what I believe was discernment, I was able to like overcome that. I think what you need to do is, like, if you are on the verge of a friendship makeup, is definitely, for me, because I am a Christian, for me, I think it's definitely, it was relying on just taking things very slow, but also like really just waiting for God and looking for discernment. Pray for discernment on that person and just really see, like, okay, is this something that you want me to come back into? Like, the person is not in my life anymore. They were out of my life for a certain period of time. So if that happened, isn't that good? That means y'all had a bad fallout or just a regular outgrew each other. Like, isn't this good that they're not in your life anymore? But sometimes you do need a season of separation from people so come back together stronger. So I think really praying and just trying to have the best discernment in situations like that is definitely what needs to happen, because at that point, you probably grew a lot, they probably grew a lot, and you guys are like better than ever. And you just never know what could happen. Now, if you are starting to see signs of basically the same exact person that you outgrew the friendship or fell out with, that's when you gotta run for the hills, sis, because yeah, they're gonna come back swinging, and it's gonna come back 10 times harder. Friendship breakups. Child, let me tell you. Friendship breakups. I experienced a friendship breakup last year. I'm keeping it 100. And it was devastating. Like, that was very devastating for me. When it ended, I was very shocked. I was very hurt. Let me tell you, friendship breakups will literally hurt worse than breaking up with a guy. Like, a million times worse sometimes. But back to discernment, I feel like the theme here is gonna be discernment for like the rest of this little talk. I had already been feeling like, okay, like this friendship is like, I don't know. I would explain it to like my other friends, like how I was feeling like, but I misread and misinterpreted what I feel now was God trying to show me, like, this is just not what I want for you anymore, as like something else, because I had post-grad depression and like I was just going through a lot mentally last year. It hurts so bad, but I feel like, you know what, it happened, and by the grace of God, I'm still here, and I'm pretty sure that person is still kicking and blessed or whatever, and that's their life and this is my life, you know. It took me a while to get to this point, honestly, to be able to even outwardly say it. I really don't really think about it anymore or talk about it, and that's me being completely honest. But yeah, it took me a while to get here, and I felt like that was coming to an end a minute ago. Like a minute before it even happened, I just literally saw it coming. So when it did, I was just like, yes, I was in a state of shock. Yes, I was hurt. But at the same time, it was just like, dang, I saw this coming. Like, a part of me wished that, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't wish anything, because at the end of the day, like, literally, what would I have done? Like, yes, I had discernment. Yes, I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is ending, but like, literally, what can you do in that situation? I don't know. I'm literally being honest, I have no idea. But I know it was ending. Kid you not, there was one time I literally sat down. I was around my ex-friend and we're with a group of people, and I literally felt this like cloud of just like, I don't know what it was, but I was just looking at it like, I thought my social meter had went down, but that was different than my social meter going down. Like, it was just, things were different. It was different. Like, I felt like misplaced. I don't know how to describe it. Looking now and knowing what I knew then and now, the friendship definitely ended for good reason. It ended for good reason, and it took me a while to come to that. And how my life is now, I just couldn't see that friendship be like now. I can't, and that's the hard truth. Like, I can't. It just wouldn't align with where I'm at now. Like, it just wouldn't. Like, it really wouldn't. It's not me thinking I'm better than anybody or anything. It has nothing to do with that. It's just, we are too different. We're on two different, yeah, just now. Looking back at it now, no. But that's really what I could say about that. So if you feel like you are going through what could possibly be a friendship breakup, I'm gonna say it's okay. That is an okay feeling. I felt bad that I felt like that. Just personally to myself for a little while, like, why did you feel like the friendship was gonna be over? Like, I don't know. Like, did I like will that to happen? I'm just like, no, we did not, girl. I would say it's okay to have that like feeling, because that could really be your discernment just coming out. Like, okay, maybe this is not a friendship, especially if it's toxic. If it's not toxic, like, sometimes you could just outgrow each other, and that's okay. You outgrow each other, there's still respect, there's still love there, but you guys are just at different stages in your life. So it is what it is. Funny thing is, I wanted to do this video, and then earlier today I was on TikTok, and then this woman, she's a Black woman, is getting married. She lost a few friends in the process of planning this wedding, and was just talking about how you outgrow people, and sometimes just things happen, and that is really your 20s. Sometimes you're just gonna outgrow people, and it is what it is. I think just friendships in your 20s and friendship makeups, friendship breakups is all about pivoting. At the end of the day, if the person does not align with your morals, your values, in your life in any way possible, and they are just not a piece of a puzzle that fits into your life, and or you even fitting in theirs, then it is what it is. Like, the friendship just has to be over. Like, you know, we're not meant to like walk this life with every single person we encounter. So at some point, you really have to take the it is what it is mindset. It's gonna hurt. It's not like you're heartless, it's not like you're emotionless, but it literally is, it is what it is. I think if you care about your friends so much, or you feel like the friendship is gonna be over soon, but you really don't want it to be, and I don't think anyone really wants it to be, but if you don't want it to be, I would say definitely communicate. Communication. And I'm not really the best communicator, and I can admit that. I definitely sometimes have communication issues, and then sometimes I don't shut it because I will over communicate. But you know, like, if you just communicate that you feel this, that, and a third way, maybe that can solve things. And if it doesn't, that's when you should know, like, okay, yeah, the friendship is over. Let's just get into a little bit more about discernment. I pray for that. I pray for wisdom. I just pray for like God to just help me to be able to make the correct decisions, especially within my life, that will align with His will. I probably pray for discernment and wisdom the majority of the time, like in my prayers. Not every single prayer, but it's in there. It's in there at some point. And I just feel like when it comes to friendships and navigating friendships in your 20s, you have to have the spirit of discernment, especially with people around you. Like, your energy is important, your boundaries are important, your mental health is important. So having the discernment to know who is nurturing that, you have to nurture those parts of them as well. It's like sometimes you won't see it because history will be in the way, or how much you love the person will be in the way. And you just sometimes are clouded and blinded by that. That it's like, okay, now I need discernment to kind of come in and help me to really see who this person is for who they are. Sometimes we don't need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lessons. It really does take one lesson sometimes, but we're human, so we do go through repetitive things. I see this like saying or post or tweet or whatever or TikTok all the time, like, and this is just an example. You have a friend, how they treat you when they're taking pictures of you versus how you treat them when you're taking pictures of them is the clearest example sometimes. And that's literally just an example. Like, they're huffing and puffing, or your picture is like, come on, you can't be that bad. It's literally clicking one button and my pictures are coming out bad and your pictures are coming out bomb, or you're impatient with me but I'm patient with you. Like, okay, so it shouldn't take a lot for me to see that you're a hater, but at the end of the day, sometimes we are clouded by the love they have for us. Sometimes we're clouded by the, you know, history we have with the person. Now we're like, nah, they're just, you know, being annoying or whatever. But no, that is someone that is most likely secretly hating on you. I'm literally speaking like for myself as well. Like, sometimes you just don't need a lot of examples, but we're human and we do need that discernment to see, okay, this is what it is and this is what it's not. You don't want things to keep building and building and building and building, especially if you have an issue with a friend, until you explode, until you are like so overcome with emotion that you can't even express yourself in a healthy way. Once it reaches that point, you are heading towards friendship breakup lane. And yeah, it's not worth it. I'm in this place in my life where I just would rather know, okay, God, and it's a dangerous prayer to pray, but whoever is supposed to be in my life, let them stay in my life. Whoever is not, let them not. Pray it all the time. Super dangerous to pray because God will act fast. And you won't have whiplash like you didn't just ask for it, but you did. It sucks to sometimes have that, but the same way you need discernment in a relationship, you need discernment in friendships and the people that are around you. Because at the end of the day, the enemy is waiting. And the enemy will use people, especially the people that are not supposed to be in your life, against your life. So we always hear about high maintenance and low maintenance friendships. I think for me, when I was into my 20s, it was very easy for me to have a high maintenance friendships because we're young. Like, we're young. I would see my friends often, especially in college, see my friends that I grew up with, you know, church, whatever, like call all the time. It's easy to be around. Like, that's easy to have a high maintenance friendship. That's why I would consider that going into my 20s, high maintenance. Then at some point, I started to really enjoy low maintenance, and then I'm like, okay, now I can't be enjoying low maintenance. That's not even me. I don't even like that myself for certain friends. But then now I'm like, I literally was thinking about this today, and I never heard of a medium maintenance friendships. I think that is exactly where I am at right now. We can't talk 25/8 like when we were younger. We can't be the same because now, especially in our 20s, we're either in school, we have jobs, we have outside things that we want to do. We want to spend time with ourselves, and it's so hard sometimes to have the balance of everything. Something's just always going to be prioritized more than the other, as much as we try to keep a balance. We're not young anymore. We can't just talk all the time. And that's just for me personally. Like, if you're able to keep all of your friendships high maintenance, then go ahead. But I feel like medium maintenance is like the perfect way to go. It's like, you know, you're still my girl, you know, you're still my boy, whatever. I know you good, I know you busy, I know I'm good, I know I'm busy, and I know we good. Like, you good, I'm good, we good. As long as there's that understanding, then it's okay. Like, I think once it gets to a point where you just feel like the friendship is just one-sided, that's a different story, where you're just like, okay, you're giving your all and that person is not giving it back to you, then okay, that's where communication comes into play. And just talk to your friend about it, because at the end of the day, you never know what could be going on in that person's life personally. Like, just because they're your friend doesn't mean they're going to tell you every single thing that they're going through. They might, but trust me, there's always going to be something that you don't know. So I think definitely communication and grace is a big thing. We're going to get to grace. Medium maintenance friendships are definitely, for me, the way to go right now. I think it's just like that right now, where we do not need to talk every single day. I'm okay, but we can talk to each other every week though. Like, not once a week, but we just need to be in, you know, a good amount of communication per week. Because I have friends, I have friends I do not have to talk to for months, but when we link up or when we speak, it'd be like, oh my gosh, I missed you so much. Like, I literally have friends like that, and we are so okay. Friendships that I do expect that kind of, you know, medium maintenance friendship from, I do like it when, you know, we're able to keep in communication throughout the week. It could be a phone call, it could be a tweet, or sending TikToks to each other, sending a post. Keeping some form of dialogue is, for me, like, okay, this is good for my medium maintenance friendship. Like, even if you don't call me, FaceTime me, or whatever, just, you know. But the check-ins are also very important. Like, checking on each other. Like, check in, like, hey, how you feeling? How are you doing physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? And then, yeah, just keep it pushing, and everything is good. That does not make you less than my friend. It doesn't make you, like, you know, my enemy. Like, we are still really good friends. Life is just happening, especially in your 20s. Life. We are all figuring out life right now. Grace in friendships. I'm a person where at some point in my life, I was either very cutthroat, then I tried to be less that and more just, oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, to the point where it became passive. And now I'm definitely at a middle ground. Like, I will give you the pass, you know, because I'm always going to be in my friendships, I'm always going to think you had a pure intention, because I have pure intentions when it comes to my friendship. So that's how I'm looking at you, like, okay, give me the benefit of the doubt, you have pure intention, maybe you didn't mean it like that. Then when you come in with another round, and it's like, okay, that's when I have to say something definitely like that now. Because I realized a lot of the time, the same grace that I was extending to people in a few of my friendships, I was not getting that back. So yeah, I'm sorry. And that, they'd be like, oh, you can't, it's not give and take. Yes, it is sometimes, okay? Yes, it is. I can't be always giving you grace. I can't be always looking at you like, oh, they didn't mean it. Oh, I can't always do this. And then you look at me like, oh, no, we're not. No, she did this. No. Like, what? No. I'm sorry. Absolutely not. I'm going to have grace for my friends, especially because I feel like I'm surrounded by such good friends, such genuine friends, that I'm always going to think they have the purest intentions first. And then once and if that happens where it's like, you did something that I feel like is like a, then I'm going to come to you and I'm going to communicate like, da-da-da, what did you mean by this, blah, blah, blah. And they have the same freedom to come to me like that. I would just hope that they would come to me with some form of grace the same way I do to them. Because it took me a while to get out of that passive state, but I can't be like that no more. I just don't have the tolerance. That's another thing with growing up in your 20s. Sometimes you just don't have the tolerance for things anymore. Let's just communicate, wrap this up, move on, because we gotta go. Gotta go. We're on a straight and narrow path here. Gotta go. Gotta keep focused. And I don't need nothing messing up my energy, and I don't want anything messing up your energy. So let's just communicate and wrap it up. Non-negotiables in friendship. You see how I was talking about how I was cutthroat at first, then I became passive, and now I'm like right in the middle. non-negotiables, you need them in friendships. The same way you have them when you're dating, you need non-negotiables in friendship. No friendship should be messing up your morals nor your boundaries. Absolutely not. And I feel like a lot of the time, I just personally have had friendships where I felt like I had to prove that, okay, I'm loyal, I'm your friend, blah, 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 and ending up compromising my morals, compromising things that I like, just compromising a lot. I just felt like I was compromising myself a lot of those times, and I shouldn't have, because that was a big disservice to myself. I feel like if your friends can't respect your morals nor your boundaries, or they see you as, oh, like, why they're trying to be different, or are you trying to be better than me? If your friend looks at you like that or gives you that energy of them really not respecting your boundaries, I really don't think you should be friends, because you're always going to clash like that. What is the point? For me, it's just like, why can't you respect my boundaries? Why can't you respect my morals? Why can't you respect like certain things? Like, there's just certain things like you should definitely have listed out in your mind, the same way you wouldn't accept it from a man that you're dating. Like, alter that in some way to where it's your friends. You're not gonna let a man disrespect you. Your friend shouldn't be disrespecting you. You're not gonna let a man disrespect your boundaries. Your friend shouldn't be disrespecting your boundaries. Like, same thing. Same thing. I think the most important thing with friendships and navigating friendships in your 20s is having a friendship with yourself first before you have friendships with your friends. And it took me a while to get to that point, because again, I was always trying to be for other people, and it's like, girl, be your friend first. My hierarchy is always friendship with God, friendship with myself, friendship with my family, and friendship with my friends. And my friendship with my friends is never gonna come above any of those things. And that was just, it just took me a minute to realize that, because if I'm not even friends with myself, how can I be a good friend to you? If I'm not even friends with God, like, how can I be a good friend to you? You know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to treat you well if I can't treat myself well? Don't put a friend before your own self. Don't do it. Because, like, what are you trying to prove? And if your friend expects you to prove you're so loyal and expects you to put them before you, then they're just not a good friend. I'm sorry. They're not a good friend. They don't have your best interest at heart, clearly. Their selflessness and their selfishness, I understand that, but you have to be honest with yourself. Like, you cannot be putting your friends over yourself. It's different when people be like, yeah, she'll always, like, you know, when they're like commending someone and they're like, yeah, she always thinks of others before herself. Like, that's like a nice thing in retrospect. Like, if you there and you need me, I got you. If you need to call me, you need to vent, I got you. But I'm talking about like extreme extents where your friends just expect you to, or consistently where your friends expect you to put them in your life before yourself. Like, that's not okay. That is not okay at all. And I don't agree with it. And I'm at a point in my life where that's just not gonna happen. I watch a lot of podcasts, read a lot of marriage and relationship stuff. And the theme is always putting yourself first so that you can be good for the other person. And that's the same thing with friendship. Like, we gotta get out the box of thinking that certain things or certain, you know, lessons or like things that we learned about relationships don't apply to friendships, when they do. You have to really take care of yourself first before you take care of anyone else. Because how can you take care of anyone else if you're not taken care of? That doesn't make any sense. So I think it's the same, like friendship with yourself. Take yourself out. Go out by yourself. Have a long time with yourself. Have your like quiet time, reflecting time with yourself, and vent to yourself. I talk to myself all the time. Talk to yourself before you can be that for someone else. And that's for anyone, any person. Friendships in my 20s have definitely been nothing short of a little bit rocky. I'm happy I've had those experiences. I'm happy I've had those moments to be able to be where I am now, where I feel like, okay, we got a solid group here. We got a solid little group here. And I'm very happy because it really warms my heart to see, like, oh my gosh, like these are real genuine people in my life that care about me, that support me. I can't even start like with the support part. The support we all have for each other is amazing. It's really amazing, and it's genuine. Like even with this YouTube journey that I'm starting, like my friends don't get annoyed when I want to record. If anything, like I'll have friends be like, aren't you supposed to be recording this? Aren't you supposed to be doing this? Aren't you supposed to be like telling me like you supposed to be taking this right now with wanting to be a content creator? And it's just like, bruh, like there's really people in life that are undercover haters. And I'm blessed and I'm grateful and I thank God for them, because it's just like, wow, you are really a genuine supporter, and I pray that I am the same for them, that they feel the same way. Like I'm down for them, and this is why I believe I'm down for them. I support them, and I want them to win just as much as they want me to win. Shout out to y'all. I'm happy where I am now. That goes so with everything that I've been through within friendships within my 20s, and now again we almost at 25, y'all. We almost at 25. With almost being 25, it's just like I'm very grateful for where I am now with my friendships. Like super grateful. Super grateful. I'm just super happy and feeling super blessed. There's literally no more that I could ask for with the love that I have now. And I just pray with this next, half of my 20s that I do learn more lessons, but not like the hard ones, not the friendship breakup ones. Please God, not the friendship breakup ones. Not like that, but just like with communication, just like we're gonna have those moments, whether it's an argument, whether it's that's gonna happen, but learning from them and trying to become a better me. I'm excited about it. Thank you guys so much for our first girl chat. If you liked what you saw today, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and put down any topics that you feel like I should be talking about in girl chat. Like, give me a list. Comment on things you agree with, things you don't agree with what I said, or even if you have like a new note that you want to add to the things that I said, then please comment down below. Do not hesitate. And again, keep it cute, not too much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video.